Hi, my name is Daida Abru, and today I'm going to be building a case for change based on managing change and disruptive innovation. So why change? Change is important because there's things that we don't always expect to happen that we need to adapt for. So there's external factors that could just kind of have a company redirect the direction that they're going in or just restructure. Let's say with like COVID, nobody really predicted COVID to happen, but a lot of companies have had to readjust and to just change the way they would normally do things to adapt to the situation and to continue like productivity. There's also internal factors. Internal factors can do with new equipment or just changes in attitudes from the employees or the way that the company is really running. It could be just a change of management. There could be just differences in organizational strategies, and so on and so forth. So overall, change needs to happen to adapt to the circumstances around us. So one for change. There's also different approaches to change. There's reactive and proactive. You have reactive, which really is when instead of preparing for a situation or instead of just bracing for it, you just react as it's happening. So you don't have as much time to really respond, but just react. Which is not ideal because, like I said, things like COVID could happen where, how could you prepare for something like this? Or how could you have, really prepared your company to face whatever impact was or could have been made. And then there's proactive, which proactive is more, they have a tendency more to embrace change and to prepare for what's to come. It's in my PowerPoint, there's like a puzzle piece where it's there's a piece missing and then there's a piece on top. Reactive is the piece missing. You don't really know what's to come. It's not, anything can fill that spot. But proactive is sitting at the top because it's prepared for anything. If it needs to fit that piece, it can fit that piece, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah, and many managers can fail at really bringing the best change in their company because they don't have a proactive approach. In my research, it just shows that managers that are more willing to change and to really adapt and to really manage things and prepare for things tend to have more successes than managers that really would rather react to circumstances or different situations. There's different types of change as well. There's strategy, structure, technology, and people. Strategy is really to ensure the success of a company. Strategy can be anything from just changing the way that a company does customer service or changing the way that a company handles their merchandise, anything that could benefit the company's success. Like there was an example of a story about an airline that failed to value customer service, and although they had cheaper prices, they did face a financial crisis because customers were just not choosing their airline. They're like, why would I fly with someone who doesn't treat me well? And so their competition got the best of them. Structure is just things that have to do with relationships or coordination or employees and job design. Structure is more of like the way that the company has been formed and things that might need to change with that. There's technology. As we know, technology is always changing and always updating and innovating, and it could be possible that a company might need to adapt to a change because there's new technology that can make it more efficient and effective for the company if they use new technology or if they use just new systems, new equipment, things that can benefit their company. Then there's also a change of the way with people. People are probably the hardest to change, just because you can't force change upon a person. There was an article that I read about how power might motivate people to change, but just because you have power doesn't really motivate people to really make a difference or to want to change. So it is important to come up with the organizational structures that could influence people and their change. Us as people, we do face a resistance to change. We don't like to be uncomfortable, and we don't like the unknown or the unpredictable. So we do resist change. And there was an article that I researched that was about how our brain actually resists change. It takes more energy for us to process something new, to process something exhausting. If our brains are used to doing something one way, they already use 20% of our energy, and if anything new comes along, it's more energy. When things are of a habit, or things are of just like a day-to-day, the routine, it's your brain doesn't try to take up as much energy because it's already used to it. It's not something new, it's something repeat, it's so we do resist change evolutionarily, because we don't want to use more energy than we need to. I know personally, like in my experience, when I'm facing an emotional crisis, or when I'm dealing with new things at work, I get so tired so much quicker than usual. But aside from that, there's also just things like fear of not making income. There's fears of just not knowing how to provide, like, okay, am I still gonna have a job? There's a lot of things that cause resistance, and just resistance to change, like this new election and like the presidency. Like, a lot of people are looking forward to change, but a lot of people don't really know what's gonna happen, so they could also be scared to change. And these are my sources. And like I said, I was just building a case for change. Change is a good thing in companies for the most part. And so, yeah, thank you.